okay, big celebration in Sokoto. The Sultan of Sokoto is currently in shock as regards the outside youth celebrating Nnamdi Kanu. They say this man is a gift from God, and for what we know, they know that Biafra any moment from now will finally actualize, and they are celebrating Nnamdi Kanu. They said this man has done great for his people and for the people of Nigeria at large. And at the same time, this article visited Nnamdi Kanu said Nnamdi Kanu sent his greeting to the outside youth, and the outside youth are celebrating Nnamdi Kanu. What is your take as regards?
He has not always been a frequently understood factor about Martin Nnamdi Kanu, that he is actually not against any tribe, in this country. But what got the global attention in Nigeria, of course, is the celebration, the festive mood where we are now in Nigeria, and the northern youth capitalizing on the celebration to celebrate Martin Nnamdi Kanu and paying him a courtesy visit in Sokoto, celebrating, him. People are asking, why this certain, joy? Why the happiness? Why this sudden jubilation? Why are they actually coming close at this point? People are saying, no, it is the impact, of what Martin Nnamdi Kanu has, the legacies that he has left behind. Martin Nnamdi Kanu was not totally against, anybody in Nigeria, but he was against a system that bred death, that bred, bad leadership. And they're trying to advocate for that. We can see it very clearly now that, of course, he landed in Sokoto prison. Even at that, I have seen on daily basis people are coming around to, pay him visits and all that. And this thing has continued to the greatest surprise of many at this point. That how come that the northern youths are celebrating Martin Nnamdi Kanu? There's massive, John, what you're hearing, there's massive, distribution of food, different items, thieves, just name them, anybody within that axis, within that territory, every in Sokoto there, everybody is just jubilating and a happy mood. I do not know, but we are trying to find out actually what triggered this jubilation. Was it as a result of the Sultan of Sokoto's position recently now, where he said very clearly that the Nigerian government, and of course not even the Nigerian government, the military, should actually now take the fight, to the jihadist game, to the Boko Haram, the Islamist radicals who are using guns, who are disaliving millions of Nigeria. Why did Sultan of Sokoto actually start talking about that? And people are saying, the reason why is that it looks as if the northern oligarchy, the northern blood, the caliphate, the Fulanis, the entire northern political class are losing grip on the reality on ground, are losing grip on the unity of Nigeria, and having sensed the possibility of becoming of the Jewish state of Biafra, where that for now they control the entire crude resources in the south. The Northerners own almost all the oil wells in the north. The Sultan of Sokoto seems to be the biggest beneficiary of all the oil wells blocks in the eastern part of the country. And the fact that there is this possibility and reality very clearly that anything can happen in Nigeria, and facing that reality, there is going to be an ideological shift from what it used to be before. Because don't wake up this morning and saw everywhere in Sokoto, the northern youths are everywhere celebrating Martin Nnamdi Kanu, shouting he's just the man to be, and all of a sudden we are seeing the Sultan of Sokoto making a statement that is quite alien to what the North believes. to what Islam is all about, to what the complete ideological, is sounding different from the ideological understanding of the, and what that is what we are talking about. What has actually said, are they now trying to understand it very clearly that the world leader, the global community, the superpowers of this nation, the UN and the United States of America, are no longer taking it easy from anybody, and they are sensing very clearly that if they do not open a kind of relationship, bilateral, understand and begin to shift from what they are used to be, and of course that the entire north without the resources of the Biafran land is definitely going to be a very dry arena where people might not be completely economically desolate, totally unlivable, politically zero in terms of economy and commerce thread. There not will be nothing to write home about if Biafra finally goes and refuse to establish bilateral relationship with the North. Then that's the end of it. I do not, and people are saying that was the sudden shift from what we are seeing now about the Sokoto and saying, that means you are trying to align with Nnamdi Kanu. You have repented. You are trying to align the position of Nnamdi Kanu. You are trying to understand that actually, I don't know, it might be the reason why the northern youths are everywhere, are close to that, as if Nnamdi Kanu is in prison. I'm hearing that everywhere is flooded. There is crowd currently now in Sokoto, and there's massive distribution. So they are sharing everything and celebrating Nnamdi Kanu. And people are wondering, is it the same people? Are we sure? Is it the same people, that we are saying that even when the former vice president of Nigeria, PDP presidential candidate, Atiku Abubakar, made a statement in the past, that Nnamdi Kanu should be released. The Northern Coalition forces, rose against it. When this guy also went to visit Nnamdi Kanu in DSS custody, they happen to share the same the last president, Sanusi, what they call him as at that time, Isa Atiku, as at that time, he gave a thorough background analysis of what Nnamdi Kanu is, what Nnamdi Kanu represents, the kind of interaction, how the public, how the DSS sees Nnamdi Kanu. He gives a chronicle analysis and picture of what Nnamdi Kanu actually represents, and that is it. That for him, that Nnamdi Kanu is not a terrorist. That is, Isa Atiku, making that statement in the national president association of Nigerian Students Association, making that kind of statement. So seeing this kind of revelation, seeing the position of the Sokoto Agog now in that regard, a lot of people begin to wonder, it has caused a lot of, anxiety. People are curiosity and what is actually going on. Is there anything? Why is this sudden nucleation in the north over Nnamdi Kanu? Some are even calling for his immediate release. Some are even dedicating this festive mood, Islamic festive mood, in honor of Nnamdi Kanu. And it was 14 on the same day we are seeing Sokoto making this kind of statement for the past 20 years or 30 years or thereabout. He has been on the throne. We have not seen the Sultan of Sokoto take a such position. And people are asking, is that the kind of classified information they are having? Is Biafra getting very close? Is it becoming a reality? Are they now feeling the disintegration of Nigeria? Are they now sensing, that no, we need to shift from where we are now, from the kind of extremist ideology we have now, because so that we can be able to establish bilateral relationship with Biafrans. Guess what? There's nothing again. They will lose completely now that the source of their funding, the source of their strength is being decimated in the Middle East. America is crippling Iraq completely. No source of flight is good, no funding anywhere, no support everywhere, and of course, and they are saying that after that is done, disintegration of Nigeria will come and nobody is going to challenge it. Then what is going to be the position of the North? They are not considering the South, the Yoruba per se in this regard. But that is the reason, because definitely they are going to lose complete grip on the entire oil block and resources, food resources of the Biafran land. And Oga, it go choke too much. They don't say no be joke. They know say no be joke. They go see 99. So it might be that because these people are very crafty and cunning and at the same time funny, it might be the reason why we are seeing a sudden ideological change and approach to the stand of the Igbos in Nigeria, and of course to what President Nnamdi Kanu actually yes, represents.
But just like I said, the Sultan of Sokoto is a big shock as regards integration currently going in Sokoto. But the same Sultan of Sokoto came out this morning, said for us to remain as one, that we must come together as one and fight this terrorists. Telling Bola Ahmed Tinubu, he said it is the must that Nigeria stand as one. Do you agree with Sultan of Sokoto saying that Nigeria must remain united?
You're supposed to understand the direction I'm going. I'm beginning so that you'll be able to know, what I actually mean. That it's not a question of unity again. Sultan of Sokoto is not asking for unity again. Because these are the people he said they are your brothers, they are your sisters. You have not made any statement against them for the past 20-30 years of continuous killing of Christians in Nigeria. All of a sudden, that's not the issue of unity has always been there. It does not in every statement you see unity, but they know, Nigeria is not in unity, and Nigeria can never be united. And that is the fact. And the traces or the cracks of disunity is already there. So if you see Sultan of Sokoto saying that, that's what I'm telling you, that it looks as if that he is losing grip. Or they have seen a certain signal that Nigeria is definitely, either by omission or commission, is going to break up. And with what is happening in Iran now, there's nothing good about the North. The North will be totally desolate, economically, commercially, politically, and otherwise. And the only thing they needed to do is to begin to understand that it is high time they establish a certain relationship, a certain bilateral understanding with the Biafran, because they are going to be the pride of the moment when Nigeria finally breaks, because they will need Biafran oil, they will need global resources which they are mismanaging at this point in time. So if you look at it very clearly, that statement credited to Sultan of Sokoto has no history. It has no traces. It is not balanced. It means battle of the mind. They are not certain of what is coming, but it tells you also that they have assumed defeat, not by what the Nigerian government is doing, but for the fact that America and Israel was able to decimate, dismantle their network in Iran. They know that their time is completely up, and that is the reason for that. We must understand that. So on that note, they now started yes, I'm trying to understand the reason why, because this things that's happening within the Sultan Sokoto prison, is quite stunning. It is quite strange. Why would the Northern youth all of a sudden started celebrating Nnamdi Kanu, calling for his freedom, that he's the man of the moment, sharing food in his honor, telling the Sokoto of Sokoto it is the same thing, that everything should be done to this man Nnamdi Kanu. And Sokoto is saying for the first time now, yes, get them in the bush, take them there, bring the military, bring the federal government, dismantle them. We don't know them. Okay, are you not sensing that there is fire on the mountain in the caliphate? Few days ago or few months ago, there were conditions the United States of America case that anything that have to do with Sultan of Sokoto should be dismantled. Secondly, Sharia that seems to dominate Nigerian constitution should also be banned. What was their response? They said no. But when they notice that that Iran is collapsing, they are now looking for alternative. It's not for Nnamdi Kanu, who has already understand the reality on ground, and every day and every moment he is being thoroughly briefed that the US and the American government, the Israeli Knesset Parliament, Benjamin Netanyahu, are strongly behind him, because he's been seen as a man of prophets, a man who told Nigeria the reality, a man who stood for what he believes in, a man who never shifted from the reality on ground, a man who was offered 500 billion to reject Biafra, a man who told the whole world that you are the one that will betray me, but I will not be the one that will betray you. I think to an extent, Africa has given birth to a great leader in Nnamdi Kanu.
Okay, do you not think the northern Nigeria are attacking Saudi Arabia? They said Saudi Arabia are now creating like United Kingdom, just the way they behave. But they do to Nigeria that Saudi Arabia are no longer Saudi Arabia they used to be.
They cannot be, Saudi Arabia cannot be pushed to the corner, and that is the fact. Yes, because they were not there to defend Saudi Arabia during the days of Adolf Hitler. They should be able to know that. America has allies in the Middle East, and they know the role America actually played during the days of Hitler, and that is why what they are enjoying today. And America never attacked. America is not attacking Islam in Saudi Arabia or in the Middle East. America is not attacking religion in the Middle East. America is not attacking. What America are attacking are ideology that seems to be against civilization, ideology that seems to be against humanity, ideology that is very destructive to what God has put in the hands of the men, to breed, to incarnate, to incubate, to dominate, to produce, to spread, have dominion. They cannot be against it. That's what America is. America is not against Islam. America is not against this thing. But those who are against this civilization, those who are against humanity because of faith, because of religion, America is standing up for that.
We see Tinubu, he said he's ready to defend, especially Tinubu on this fateful day, on this celebration that Tinubu should reach Nnamdi Kanu. Do you think it's booming now, just like you said, certain people, all these people, they are not different. Are you surprised with this statement that they're going to say Tinubu should release Nnamdi Kanu?
Yes, because I think that the Caliphate Empire is collapsing. Everybody is on the run now because the umbrella that is covering them now is in total fire. Iran is burning completely, so everybody is on the run. And having sensed that it might likely get to them, Gumi has already indicted the federal government. It's all of them are involved. So you understand? So if they are coming for them, they should not come to him alone. The federal government is also involved. And we can see the speed at which Bola Ahmed Tinubu ran to UK for cover. And when he was even in UK, there were ordered that he should be checked out of UK, not the kingdom. So it is a serious issue. When you see them standing, putting another narrative here in the public, it tells you that that they have done their work and have checked very well. See, the problem are not the Yorubas. The problem are the Igbos. The natural sea Igbos are the problem. They don't see the Yorubas as the problem. So I will tell you that after all, 70% of Yorubas are already in Islam. So they don't take anything serious from them. The main problem is how do we conquer Biafra and take over the resources and convert them by omission and by commission to Islam. Unfortunately, resistance has been very stiff, and that is why you see Nnamdi Kanu and Simon Ekpa in where they are today. But I can assure you that the information, intelligence that are on their table now is not in their own favor. It's not in Gumi's favor. It's not in the Sultan's favor. In fact, it's not in the northern oligarchy's favor. So those their eggheads are now coming out to say, please, we are changing our narrative. We are neither here nor there. No, we want this, we want this. That is your business. The consequences of what you put in place. Even I'm hearing this very clearly that Bola Ahmed Tinubu is also being tracked or being watched or being asked to do the needful. The Northerners are already mounting pressure on Bola Ahmed Tinubu to release Nnamdi Kanu, and they have come out to say it. They are not the one that jailed him, and they never wanted to jail Nnamdi Kanu. So what is the vision? What is it that is responsible? Why did Bola Ahmed Tinubu take that decision? They are denying it. So you can see, that everything is coming very clear. And unfortunately for Bola Ahmed Tinubu, he is going to have a lot of questions that he cannot even answer at the end of the day. I can tell you that. It's about UK, they just go there and deceive him. There's no media that carried his presence in the UK. No media publicity. BBC was not there. So they all know what they went to UK to do. We don't know what they went to UK to do.
But he got a loan of about $740 million for Nigerians. Said this will go a long way to help Nigerians. And then
is Apapa the only wharf in Nigeria? Is it Apapa the only seaport in Nigeria? But let me tell you, but I just am telling you, everything is treated in fraud, corruption. Nobody knows where it's coming from. Nobody knows the mission. Imagine a situation, if that is actually an exotic and royal visit, we are supposed to see the prince himself asking questions about their former colony. We are supposed to see the prince himself asking Bola. We are supposed to see international media, BBC, Al Jazeera, CNN, different media organizations covering that event. Okay, none of them. Not even single one covered Bola Ahmed Tinubu's event. But I tell you again, and I repeat, I repeat, is it that 700 something million pounds they are talking about? All these things you are seeing it very clearly are propaganda. They never signed anything. What they told him is that, please, our hand not there for anything when it happen for Nigeria now. We have removed our hand. Any decision taken by the United States of America today, that is fine now. So we just want to use this one. People take just way call you because you are the last president of Nigeria. That's exactly what happened. So that's what they told you. I'm telling you now. I'm telling you. That's what they told you. What is the essence? What is the meaning? Can you tell me one thing take away from that visit? Now just try to tell you it's unfortunate that we cannot continue. Yes, and you can see the kind of embarrassment for the first time in the history of the British government, where somebody was invited. You can see the clash between Biafra and Nigeria. You also on the other corner, a lot of people are shouting, hola, it's a drug lord, hola. You can see all those kind of embarrassment. The British government is surprised. Who is this man? Okay, let me tell me, make it a go. And that's exactly what happened. We could move to California, and thank God we saw a different thing. I am telling you, go out Bola Ahmed Tinubu in the secret. This is what they told him. We cannot call our hand not there again for Nigeria. That's what they told him. You understand? They are the last person that celebrates as far as Nigeria is concerned. And please take note, in case America and Israel takes a decision, we are not going to answer you. Don't come here again. Thank you. That's what happened.